This is the former Intercontinental Champion Tito Santana, and you are watching the Nation Network. Be there. Arriba!
The WWF, what the world is watching.
All right, wrestling fans, we welcome you right back here to the Nation Network. This is the Royal Rumble, one of the greatest wrestling events of the year, and we're bringing it to you live on the Nation Network. 30 men enter at random intervals, 2 minutes apart. We don't know who's number 1, who's number 30, but we've got plenty of action coming your way.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
All right, wrestling fans, we get ready to kick off the action with the Intercontinental Championship. It is a return match.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you want to talk about return? Let's talk about it. Kurt Hennig, in my opinion, Mr. Perfect, is going to return as the Intercontinental Champion when tonight is over.
Well, very possible indeed. He is by far one of the all-time greats to hold that championship title. Lost it recently at Saturday night's main event to the Texas Tornado. And this, the long-awaited return match, especially if you're Mr. Perfect, or perhaps even Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Well, the first family's going to be predominant right here tonight, in my opinion. We've looked at a whole new outlook right now for Bobby the Brain Heenan and the first family, and I'll tell you right now, they've never been more of a threat to everybody in the world of professional wrestling than they are right now.
No doubt about that, ladies and gentlemen. Some extraordinary action coming your way tonight. Aside from this, we've got a three-way dance for the Tag Team Championship. That's going to be off the hook. And, of course, 30 men will be entering based on random selection of numbers from 1 to 30 into the Royal Rumble. The winner, of course, will headline WrestleMania. As we take a look at the Intercontinental Champion, Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado.
Well, can't take anything away from Kerry Von Erich. He's one of the legends, no doubt about it. His family legacy goes back as far as you want to go. His father, of course, Fritz Von Erich, one of the biggest names of all time and one of the biggest promoters of all time as well, dominating the Texas wrestling scene for decades.
Indeed, and the famous family of the Von Erichs. As we take a look at perhaps the most famous of them all, Kerry Von Erich, otherwise known as the Texas Tornado. Will he be able to hang on to that championship title? We're going to find out, but one thing for sure, Mr. Perfect is going to be in one heck of a storm here tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, weighing in at 257 pounds, Kurt Hennig. And introducing the champion from Denton, Texas, weighing in at 254 pounds. He is the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Kerry Von Erich.
As we take a look at the Intercontinental Champion,
relinquishing that title as every champion does on a championship title match.
indeed, it is going to be one heck of a night here. Professional wrestling action like you've never seen it before, wrestling fans. Welcome one and all here to the Nation Network. Call Wrestling Network in the house. Welcome as we get ready to kick things off. There's the bell. Action underway, and this is the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Mr. Perfect wasted no time at all going right after the neck. You know, a lot of people might not be aware of it, but I know Mr. Perfect is. The Texas Tornado was involved in a very serious motorcycle accident.
Well, that was a little while back, but indeed, it put his career on hold for a period of time. But since returning to the squared circle, he has been one of the most absolutely unbeatable forces of nature inside the ropes.
Well, we'll find out how unbeatable he is right now. Inverted atomic knee drop. That's got his full attention, doesn't it?
No argument there. And Mr. Perfect, he'll pull out all the stops in a match like this. He wants that Intercontinental title back so badly.
As he should. I mean, that's definitely one of the most prestigious championships there is anywhere in professional wrestling.
Action spilling out now to the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned earlier, the tag team titles will be on the line here in moments from now. 3 teams will be going at it all at one time. First pinfall or submission. And now sends him crashing down towards the guardrail. As the referee's count continues now, as we well know, there is a champion's advantage in a match like this.
Yeah, well, there definitely is, because while the referee's count continues up, Mr. Perfect has to be sure to get the action back in the ring before he hits 10. Otherwise, it's a count out, and you can't win the title that way.
No, but you can retain it. And he's up to 8, and right now, Von Perfect, I might be wanting to think about getting back in the ring. Oh, they're scrambling. Both men just barely beat the count. Wow, was that close.
Very close indeed, and for Perfect, very fortunate that they've got back in just in time. That's a big advantage that the Tornado has. They can get counted out. He's still going to be the champion.
Meantime, Bobby the Brain Heenan ringside almost lost his cool there for a moment, thinking his man was going to get counted out. Now referring to themselves as the First Family, if you can believe that.
Yeah, why not? Hey, now that you've got Hulk Hogan leading the way, the most powerful force in wrestling, you've always said it in the past, why wouldn't it be the same now, just because he's on the other side of the fence?
No, I can't take anything away from the strength, the power, and everything that Hogan brings to whichever side he is fighting for. I'm still just absolutely dismayed that he has joined forces with Bobby the Brain Heenan, calling himself now the boss of the First Family. And I'll be actually talking to the world champion a little bit later on tonight. He's got to have a vested interest in that Royal Rumble outcome. wanting to know who he will be facing at WrestleMania.
Shout out to Lucius West in the house here watching us live on the Nation Network.
Oh, there's the perfect plex, and he got him! We've got a new Intercontinental Champion.
Well, I hate to say I told you so, but I say it so often.
Indeed, the body called this one. It was a back and forth match inside the ring, outside the ring, but there it was, the perfect plex. He cradled it up, and you see the Tornado was unable to escape the clutches.
WWE Intercontinental Champion, Kurt Hennig.
Tremendous victory for Mr. Perfect, once again, your Intercontinental Champion. Plenty more action still to come here on the Royal Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with us. Tag team titles are on the line when we return. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a hard time for me personally getting up here into this ring and conducting interviews recently because somebody I consider to be a very close personal friend has made decisions that I just simply cannot support. However, tonight, in just a little while, we will be witness to the Royal Rumble. 30 men competing not only for just a victory in the Royal Rumble, but the opportunity to face the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. With that said, my guest at this time has a vested interest indeed in the outcome of the Royal Rumble, so please help me welcome a man I thought I knew pretty well until recently. He is the reigning World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion of the World, Hulk Hogan.
Well, as the little man says, he thought he knew him. Perhaps I was always the one that knew him. I was always the one saying, hey, he's not such a goody two-shoes. But as long as he was doing it to the right people, everybody turned a blind eye. Well, now everyone has to realize they are dealing with the real Hulk Hogan. This is the Hulk Hogan I always knew was there behind the yellow and the gold. The leader of the first family. Let me tell you something, brother. You come out here and tell all these people, dude, that you thought you knew the real Hulk Hogan, man. Well, the fact of the matter is this, you're looking at the real Hulk Hogan. All you fans out here, you're looking at the real World Heavyweight Champion. And when you talk about 30 men in a battle royal, well, that just gets me excited.
Hulk, Hulk, I am at a loss of words for the recent actions you've taken, the path you've chose to walk down. As are many of these fans, I doubt it not. Tonight, however, 30 men will be competing for the right to face you at WrestleMania for that World Championship, and I've got to think you're going to be very closely watching.
Well, I'm going to be doing more than watching, little man. You see, I am entering the Royal Rumble, brother.
What? This is to crown the #1 contender. How are you going to enter? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If you enter the Royal Rumble and you were to win, who would be your opponent?
Well, that's the whole thing, man. It's not if. I'm entering the Royal Rumble, and I will win the Royal Rumble, and then I get to pick my opponent at WrestleMania, brother. And that's the way it's gonna be. So for everybody else entering the Royal Rumble, I've got a question. What you gonna do?
If I understand you, Hulk, you'll be able to handpick any opponent you want, provided you win the Royal Rumble here tonight. Is that right?
That's exactly right, brother. I tried to make it simple so that people like you and all these fans out here could understand, man. I am going to be in the very desirable position of indeed picking my own opponent at WrestleMania.
Well, you've still got to win the Royal Rumble first. I just can't believe all the things that have taken place here. And I have a hard time understanding where you're coming from. We go way back, you and I. And this is not the Hulk Hogan I've come to know.
Well, it's the Hulk Hogan that's here now, brother, and you better respect it. Because the power of Hulkamania is still the most powerful force in all of the world. And right now, it's no different than it's ever been. If you're on the opposite side from me, you're gonna feel Hulkamania, and it won't be pleasant. That's huge right there. Hogan goes out and wins the Royal Rumble, and he gets to name his own opponent at WrestleMania. Never before has something like that happened.
All right, wrestling fans, what a night already. The big news just got dropped. Unbelievable. But let's focus on what's happening now. This is for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. 3 teams all going at it at once.
Yeah, this ought to be a really entertaining one, no doubt about it. We've got 3 of the top tag teams in the World Wrestling Federation, and that's saying something in itself.
Indeed, we've got some of the greatest tag team wrestling action anywhere in the world. And 3 of them, or 6 men, however you want to do the math, will be competing head-to-head right now at the Royal Rumble to determine who will walk out as the World Tag Team Champions. And here come the Powers of Pain. The Barbarian, the Warlord, they are an absolute dominant force here in the World Wrestling Federation, and many people believe that tonight could be the night.
Wouldn't surprise me in the least. They are by far the biggest and the strongest team in this thing. However, when you've got all 3 teams going at once, anything can happen.
All right, referee calls for the bell. Action is officially underway, and boy, oh boy, wasting no time at all. Wyndham just got taken out with a tremendous clothesline.
Shawn Michaels just nailed the Warlord with a stiff shot. It had 0 effect on him.
Meantime, we see Marty Jannetty and Mike Rotundo locking up. Look at this, all 6 men. This is going to be very tough for one referee to maintain order in this one. We've got shoulders on the canvas. And it looked like it was only a 1 count. Barry Windham trying to retain those titles. In a normal tag team match, your opponent, or your partner rather, would be watching your back and trying to break up a pin attempt. But right now, with all 6 men live, it will be very hard to maintain that level of protection.
What a power slam right there by the Warlord, taking it right out of Barry Windham, now turning his attention to Shawn Michaels of the Rockers.
Indeed, I'll tell you what, the action is hot and heavy here at the Royal Rumble. Going for the cover again, hooking the leg of Barry Windham, only going to get a 1 count. And once again, we welcome everyone joining us here live on the Nation Network for the Royal Rumble. What a night it's going to be.
Shout out to Lucius West and Tom Hood joining us live.
Indeed. Everyone wants to be part of the action. This is the World Wrestling Federation, what the world is watching. Shawn Michaels trying to get himself back up into the ring. Barry Windham fighting his way out of a full Nelson at the powerful hands of the Warlord.
Well, Mike Rotundo right now is outside the ring, which means Barry Windham's fighting everything on his own. The tag team champions at a severe disadvantage, in my opinion.
Marty Jannetty just falling outside the ring as well. And the Powers of Pain, they are the only team that's been intact in the ring for the entire time. As I say that, the Barbarian rolls outside to collect his thoughts for a moment. And the Warlord continues to dish out punishment. Perhaps the tag team champions and the Rockers might want to work together a little bit and try and take down the more powerful team.
Well, it's hard to say you can work together with anybody. It's single elimination, and it's a matter of who's going to get it. There can be no friends in this one.
Jannetty has got Rotundo up and a pile driver. My goodness. That one just shook the rafters, and Rotundo feeling the ramifications of that one. Belly to back suplex, and now it's the Rockers looking like they are complete in the ring. Oh, what's he got here? A variation of the figure four leg lock in. Mike Rotundo and the tag team titles might be slipping away. We've got action like I promised. Small package by Rotundo. Will that be enough? Save is made.
Marty Jannetty had to make the save for the Barbarian because while it's not his tag team partner, hey, if they get pinned or submitted, he's going to lose the tag team titles too.
Indeed. Every man for himself in many ways, and look at a sleeper hold by Rotundo. Will the tag team titles remain with the U.S. Express? Shawn Michaels is in a lot of trouble. He's fading.
Well, he's managed to change the momentum, and he got him, and he flipped him over just in the nick of time. I tell you, it looked really bad.
Well, it can't look any worse than this. Clothesline all the way out to the floor. The powers of pain dominating right now.
Yeah, the problem is they're dominating so much that all of their opposition is outside the ring. You can't get a pinfall or a submission if they're outside the ring.
Barbarian, the only man in the ring at the moment. And to your point, on the bright side, if you would call it that, there are no countouts in this one. Unlike the Intercontinental title match earlier where we almost saw a countout. The referee will not be counting for this match. It has to end in the ring one way or another. All 6 men going out of here ringside. Barry Windham sent into the steel guardrail. And now Shawn Michaels manages to send the Warlord.
Well, we've got bodies flying all around the place, and now Marty Jannetty just ran headfirst into the steel ring post.
He caught that one flush. Bodies going everywhere, and a lot of impact taking place outside the ring.
I'll be the first one to tell you that blue mat does not provide much in the way of protection or cushioning. When you come down on that, it's very much the same as coming down on the concrete floor itself.
Big drop kick in that one, caught him. The Barbarian stunned. What a move right there by Jannetty. Just took out Mike Rotundo.
Should have gone for the cover, in my opinion. That's a big mistake. He had him.
Well, the Barbarian was fixing his focus on Jannetty, and now Rotundo rolling outside to the safety, at least temporary safety, of the ringside area.
And he's on his own right now. Barry Windham's out on the floor.
Over the top rope he goes, and now the Warlord hanging on the apron. Shawn Michaels looked like he was going to. There it is, boot to the midsection, and went for it again. This time he got caught and captured. What a suplex.
Man, he turned him inside out, and right now we've got one member of each team in the ring, and this is where something big could happen.
No doubt about it, as Shawn Michaels in the corner, Mark Rotundo trying desperately to maintain those tag team titles. Barry Windham with the Warlord now.
Shawn Michaels dug deep, and he managed with a jawbreaker to stun Rotundo into the corner.
Oh, look at this. Barry Windham is up and running power slam. Could it be it? Shoulders are down. There's 2, and we almost had new tag team champions.
Look at the Warlord. He understands just how close they came to becoming the new World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions.
Somehow Barry Windham digging deep down inside, able to get out of it. Back up to one knee, and now Jannetty fighting his way back up to a vertical base.
For a moment only, the Barbarian just caught him with a devastating belly-to-back suplex.
Oh, Windham and the Warlord just collide. Man, oh man, the action is furious at this point in time. You've got to wonder who's going to make the mistake. Oh, Wyndham comes out of it with a DDT and the Warlord in trouble. Mike Rotundo going to work on Marty Jannetty in the corner, now trading out with his tag team partner. Barry Windham sending Jannetty into the turnbuckle. Turns his attention now to the Barbarian. Barry Windham, a house of fire now, going after almost everybody. Super kick by Shawn Michaels. He falls on top of the Warlord. There's one, there's two, and he got him! A huge victory for the Rockers!
Unbelievable. I'll tell you right now, I think in most people's minds, they were the least likely to come out of here with those tag team titles.
This crowd on its feet. History made right here once again at the Royal Rumble, as the titles have changed hands. Fans, when we come back, it is the Royal Rumble 30 men. Who will be the last man standing?
The following contest is the Royal Rumble match. The two superstars that drew number 1 and number 2 will start in the ring at the same time. Other superstars will join in the order that they drew. This will continue until all 30 superstars have entered the ring. Eliminations occur when a superstar is thrown over the top rope with both feet landing on the floor. The last superstar in the ring will be declared the Royal Rumble winner and go on to face the champion of their choice at WrestleMania.
All right, wrestling fans.
Participants, first, from Leeds, England, weighing in at 260 pounds, Dave Boy Smith.
One half of the British Bulldogs, Davey Boy Smith, drawing number 1.
Yeah, not the most enviable number to draw. He's got to survive all 30 other superstars, including Hulk Hogan. Good luck with that.
Well, indeed, it is not an enviable position to be in, but nor is whoever drew number 2. These men will go at each other for 5 minutes, and after that, every 2 minutes, a new superstar will be added to the mix until all 30 have been entered. Once you go over the top rope and your feet hit the floor, you are eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
So who's he going to go up against? Oh, my goodness. You've got to be kidding
The
me.
individual who drew number 2.
The luck of the draw, give me a break.
Weighing in at 228 pounds, Dynamite Kid.
Now, I've got a question, and we will find out pretty soon. But I wonder if these two dudes are going to go at one another like they should, or if they're just going to sit back for 5 minutes and stay fresh and wait for the next guy to come in. They'd have a 2-on-1 advantage the whole night. Suddenly, all of a sudden, having 1 and 2 aren't such bad numbers.
Well, indeed, I will be very curious to see if they will do that. That's smart strategy. You can't blame them. Oh, no, they're going after it.
Well, that's a mistake in my opinion, but hey, for whoever's got number 3, they better be real happy that these two dudes decide they're going to go after each other.
Oh, look at this, all the way over the top rope, hanging on. And Davey Boy able to get back into the ring. As we count down to see who number 3 will be. Oh, my goodness.
Well, it just got real interesting, no doubt about that.
Hakeem, the African Dream, formerly one half of the World Tag Team Champions as well. And he's going to have to go to work on both members of the British Bulldogs. I would think at this point in time they might work together.
Well, that's the whole thing about the Royal Rumble. You have no friends in this match. I don't care if you're partners or not. Only one gets to walk out and say they were the winners of the Royal Rumble. You think Dynamite Kid doesn't want to face Hulk Hogan for the World Championship?
Oh, look at this. Hillbilly Jim. The two monsters squared off as he goes for the slam, and he couldn't get him off.
And to my surprise, the British Bulldogs still going after one another. I would think they would team up.
Over the top rope, and now the Dynamite Kid hanging on. And he's been eliminated. Hakeem has been eliminated. And now Davey Boy's about to go as well. Hillbilly Jim cleaning house.
Dynamite Kid can't believe his own partner knocked him out, but you have no friends in this one.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Hitting the ring.
Well, I'll say something right now. Hillbilly Jim showing me more than I ever thought he had. He just took both of those dudes down with one big boot.
Well, the native of Mud Lick, Kentucky, he has been in a number of brawls, I am sure, that would have prepared him for something like the Royal Rumble. And now Sergeant Slaughter coming in at number 6. Here's the Irish whip into the turnbuckle, and now Hillbilly Jim on the receiving end. after doing a heck of a job in the early portion of this one. Now Slaughter has got the Bulldog up.
Well, it's going to be very close right now as Slaughter couldn't quite get him out.
And a nice move right there by Hillbilly Jim on Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Again, no friends in this one, ladies and gentlemen. If you're expecting partners, we've shown it already. It's not going to happen. And now the King, Jerry Lawler, makes his entrance here into the Royal Rumble.
Well, when you talk about legends in the world of professional wrestling, you've got to include Jerry the King Lawler in that conversation. No two ways about it. Now, he won't be the biggest or the strongest, but he could be one of the smartest.
Slaughter now all the way up to the apron. Davey Boy Smith trying to kick Sergeant Slaughter up, and something went on. He might have suffered an injury to that knee. Oh, my goodness. Here comes Big John Studd.
And he goes right to work. Oh, there goes Davey Boy Smith.
Taken out by Sergeant Slaughter, but it is Big John Studd turning his attention to Hillbilly Jim. I am sure he was watching in the back area and understands that Hillbilly Jim has been the force to be reckoned with here in the Royal Rumble thus far. Oh, Hillbilly's got him in the air. He's got him up. Is he going to do it? He does. Big John Studd eliminated by Hillbilly Jim, and I'll tell you what. And now look at this. Second in command of the First Family, ravishing Rick Rude. He hits and made a big mistake, in my opinion.
Yeah, he did. He started coming out there and gyrating and shaking his hips. You can't do stuff like that in a Royal Rumble. You've got to put 100% of your focus and attention.
Slaughter and Lawler, unlikely team right now as they go to work on Hillbilly Jim. I think after watching what happened with Big John Studd, everyone now has to realize that this is the man to focus on. The Slaughter Cannon, Hillbilly Jim is gone.
Suddenly, Slaughter's been a pretty big dominant force here in the Royal Rumble, taking out a series of big guys.
I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, as we get closer to 30, it is going to be amazing to see how this one plays out. Big DDT right there now. What's going to happen? Oh, here comes the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, you know one thing for sure, Jimmy the Mount of the South would love to have the world champion in his stable.
No doubt about that, as King Kong Bundy fights off not one, but two superstars. And it is Slaughter catching King Kong Bundy from behind. Big overhand right, and down goes Bundy. And now Lawler and the Honky Tonk Man. There's a history between those two men.
Yeah, they both came up from Memphis.
And now look at this. Ace Cowboy Bob Orton in the ring. He's wearing that cast, and that is all. Wait a minute, Bundy's been eliminated. When did that happen?
I didn't see it either, but he's gone.
Man, oh man, if I had my bets, I would say it was probably Slaughter. Clothesline by Duggan. Cowboy Bob Orton, thank you for coming. Didn't spend much time, did he?
Yeah, he won't even need to take a shower. Never broke a sweat.
And now, Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, going to work on King Jerry Lawler. No love lost between those two men in the meantime. Slaughter fighting off Hacksaw Jim Duggan in the corner. Oh, look at this. Jerry Lawler in trouble. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, going to try and put him over the top rope. Rick Rude in the meantime, hanging on for dear life. But he's gone, eliminated by the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, once again, we see there are no friends. You would have thought perhaps a member of the Jimmy Hart stable would have gotten. Oh, there goes the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, I'll tell you what, bodies hitting the floor left and right now. We've got only 4 men left in the ring at this time. As we count down to the next entrant here in the Royal Rumble. Brutus the Barber Beefcake better be careful. He's up against the ropes right now as our number 14 comes down, and it is Dino Bravo.
Well, Dino Bravo, the powerhouse from Canada. And I'll tell you right now, he's a short, stocky guy, but so much power, so much strength. And in a match like this, that might be enough to get it done.
He's in the corner now. Brutus the Barber going after him right away. Honky Tonk Man and Duggan in the meantime on the opposite side, and Slaughter using the ropes to get back up. And now a double team, and here goes Dino Bravo. He's already gone.
Wow, that didn't take very long either.
And now coming down to the ring, Greg the Hammer Valentine, the tag team partner of Brutus the Barber Beefcake. As Slaughter just laid Beefcake out. And now it is Slaughter and Valentine exchanging blows. The Hammer's got him up against the ropes. And now Slaughter in trouble.
He's in a whole lot of trouble. You see him grabbing that middle rope trying to get leverage.
Well, it didn't work. Valentine removing him and now helping Beefcake back to his feet. Oh, he turns on his tag team partner.
Well, Beefcake was able to hang on just long enough to get back in, and now look at this.
Dusty Rhodes in the ring, and I thought for sure he'd be going after the Honky Tonk Man with the feud they've been going through. Valentine has the Honky Tonk Man down, shoulder breaker. In the meantime, Honky Tonk Man, or I beg your pardon, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes going to work on Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and Duggan is gone. Man, oh man, I'll tell you what. All the action in this one, hard to call it all. Number 17 as we are more than halfway through. It's Bam Bam Bigelow.
Well, this is the type of match that I would definitely say Bam Bam Bigelow has a great advantage in.
Honky Tonk Man over the top rope, and now Dusty Rhodes is there and eliminates the Honky Tonk Man. And now it is Greg the Hammer Valentine trying to take out Dusty Rhodes. Oh, the big elbow right upside the ear. Irish Whip sends him into the turnbuckle. And now Brutus the Barber has got Bam Bam Bigelow up and all the way out to the floor.
Man, oh man, I'll tell you what, the guys that I would normally think would have an advantage haven't been lasting very long.
The Dragon Ricky Steamboat makes his entry, and there goes Brutus the Barber Beefcake at the hands of.
Well, as we mentioned many times already, you have no friends in the Royal Rumble, and that has been the theme playing out over and over again.
Going up in the air, he's got him. Suplex, and Steamboat comes crashing down. Now here comes the Junkyard Dog. And he's going after Greg the Hammer Valentine. Some history there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Shades of WrestleMania.
But it is Valentine getting the advantage early. Oh, look at this. Big Ham Hocks exchanging right now. And then we've got Ricky Steamboat and the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Steamboat in trouble. A lot of trouble as the American Dream tries to deposit him outside. He does. Wait a minute, no. Steamboat hangs on. Entrant number 20. It is Bret the Hitman Hart.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we don't know which 30 dudes other than Hogan. We don't know who's drawing numbers, and we don't know what numbers the guys that did draw have. So we're all finding out together as there goes Dusty Rhodes.
Indeed, the Hammer eliminating Dusty Rhodes. And now over the top rope, Greg the Hammer Valentine down to the apron. And Dusty Rhodes can't believe what's happened. Number 21, we're getting closer and closer to 30. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, former World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion. And he would like nothing more than to have one more shot at that title.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Mr. Wonderful making the same mistake we saw earlier from Rick Rude.
Bret the Hitman Hart is in trouble. The Junkyard Dog trying to get him out over the top rope. He does, but doesn't go to the floor. Oh, good night, Irene, the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, the Ultimate Maniac just hit the ropes and hit the ring. And I'll tell you right now, won't surprise me. Here he goes right off the bat, clearing house. There goes Steamboat. And now he's got Bret the Hitman Hart in trouble.
And he instantly cleans out not one, but two of the biggest names in the Royal Rumble. Goes for the Junkyard Dog, but the JYD able to stop the attack of the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, and now Jake the Snake Roberts coming in at number 23. Now things are really going to get spicy.
Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, it is a veritable who's who of professional wrestling right now. In the corner, the Junkyard Dog going to work on the Ultimate Warrior, but he will not get the job done. Greg Valentine. Oh, just like that, the Ultimate Warrior has been eliminated. Greg Valentine over the top rope. Can the Junkyard Dog put him away? He does.
JYD right now is absolutely on a tear.
The Big Boss Man hits the ring and goes after Jake the Snake Roberts. Man, oh man, ladies and gentlemen, some surprises in this one, no doubt about it, as the JYD has got Paul Orndorff over the top rope. Can he put him out?
He's put that big boot in there and he's trying to eliminate him. He does.
Shot to the midsection now by the Big Boss Man, and now the Macho Man Randy Savage is number 25. Again, when you talk about former World Heavyweight Champions, you've got to talk about the Macho Man, one of the greatest legends of all time. Irish whip to the ropes, and Macho Man going out to the apron. The Junkyard Dog has him in trouble, and he eliminates the Macho Man. Can you believe this?
The Junkyard Dog right now has been the force to be reckoned with. And while he's been in there longer than anyone else right now, he's just gone through everybody.
What is it? Mr. T, you gotta be kidding me.
Whoa. Mr. T, we haven't seen him in a long time.
Well, Jake the Snake Roberts putting his attention right to Mr. T.
Yeah, he'll put an X where their T used to be.
Top wrist lock now by T. Nicely done. Brings Jake Roberts down to one knee. In the meantime, Junkyard Dog is in danger of being eliminated by the Big Boss Man, but he manages to get out of there. Number 27, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I've got to wonder if some money didn't change hands for that draw.
And the Junkyard Dog finally eliminated. Probably best for everyone else because nobody seemed to have his number.
Mr. T going to work right now on Jake the Snake Roberts. Fans, we are getting close to the end. Up in the air. DiBiase's got the Big Boss Man. It's The Undertaker.
Wow, The Undertaker at number 28. That's going to make this real interesting. But hey, there's only two left, and we still haven't seen Hogan yet.
Indeed, Hulk Hogan will have at least one of the next two. Jake Roberts managing to thwart the attack of Mr. T. And The Undertaker, who's got to be the favorite at this point in time, you would almost think.
Well, you would normally say that, but what have we seen here tonight? It just takes one moment. It takes one bad judgment. You go over the top rope and you hit the floor.
And here comes the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Champion Hulk Hogan at number 29. Here's the clothesline by The Undertaker, and the Boss Man is gone. And now it is Hogan going to work on Jake the Snake Roberts. Hits the ropes. Oh, there's the leg drop, and Roberts in trouble.
Hey, look at this. Mr. T is in the ring, though. Wouldn't it be interesting to see him and Hogan lock up?
Roberts, we're going to find out who the number 30 is, and at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, it is Andre the Giant has returned.
Oh, bad news for Hogan right here. You know Andre wants a piece of Hogan.
Without a doubt, Andre the Giant, after what happened at Saturday night's main event, but Jake Roberts is going to, and Mr. T turned his attention to Hogan. These two guys were tag team partners at one point in time, but you gotta believe Mr. T's not happy any more than the rest of us at the path that Hogan has taken.
Jake the Snake Roberts at the mercy of Andre the Giant, and he is the king of the Battle Royal.
No doubt about it, Andre the Giant perhaps the favorite now, although that Undertaker draw, as he's got Hogan up against the ropes now, Andre the Giant got caught, and Hogan reversing it. Hogan now with the Undertaker in trouble, trying to dump him over the top rope. Hogan has got him almost gone. Jake Roberts has been eliminated, and now Andre turning his attentions to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
And the Undertaker fighting his way right back into this one.
And now Mr. T, oh boy, I'll tell you what, he wants nothing to do with the Undertaker. I can tell you that for sure. One of these men is going to win the Royal Rumble, for sure, as Mr. T slapping himself silly, trying to get sight back up, and now the Undertaker going at it with Hogan.
Well, the boss is in trouble right now, and he has no members of the Heenan family to rely on.
Slips out the back door, nice neck breaker. And Hogan has got the Undertaker down. Has to try and eliminate that man. That is a dangerous person to have in the Royal Rumble. Oh, up in here. Oh, and he just eliminated him. And now Andre and Hogan sizing each other up. Here we go. This is what everyone wants to see. Hogan and Andre going at it. Meantime, Mr. T and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Big right hand by Mr. T, and he got caught with one in return. Andre the Giant has got Hogan from behind. Hogan down.
Andre the Giant has got that nerve pinned since deep down inside, and now turns his attention to Mr. T.
Mr. T, no effect on Andre. None whatsoever. Boy, oh boy, let me tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this has been worth the price of admission. Andre the Giant's got Mr. T in a compromised position. T's fighting to stay in this one, but I have a funny feeling his time in the Royal Rumble is about to come to an end.
No, he managed to rake the eyes. Smart move right there by T. That street savoir-faire coming into effect.
And now it is Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant one more time, and the World Heavyweight Champion. I can tell you right now, there goes Mr. T.
Dispatched with authority by the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And now Andre the Giant's got him.
Well, Andre a little slow getting that boot up there, but he almost eliminated him. And now DiBiase puts Andre over the top rope. And Andre coming right back in immediately. He's got him up and down with a tremendous slam. DiBiase's in trouble. Andre, devastating shot to the chest. And again, he goes over the top rope, and this time not so quick to come back in.
Yes, he does. He gets back in, and that's the smartest thing he could have done.
He's got Hogan for that tombstone pile driver, taking a page from The Undertaker. And now DiBiase's in trouble, and a lot of it. Andre's got the $1 Million Man up, and he puts him out. Hogan versus Andre. Andre the Giant can punch his own ticket at WrestleMania.
He just dropped him across the top turnbuckle, and this is all he has to do is put Hogan out, and he will challenge for the World Championship at WrestleMania.
Russian leg sweep, nicely done by the Hulkster. Irish whip, Andre hits the ropes back out front. Oh, the boot caught him right upside the jaw.
Hogan has an opportunity of a lifetime right now, and he knows it.
The side headlock and Andre into the turnbuckle. He's in a lot of trouble right now. The eighth wonder of the world going to have to come up with a solution to this one. Hogan sizes him up. Clothesline, and just like that, Andre goes out, and Hulk Hogan is victorious.
Unbelievable.
What an unbelievable event this has been, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a look back at some of the moments.
Here is your winner,
Hulk
Hulk Hogan.
Hogan, victorious, and he will choose his opponent at WrestleMania.
Unbelievable. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's never happened before.
For the body, Mean Scheme saying so long, everyone.